Hello friends, welcome back to the Mothership. Today we are making Novalox. Let's get started. Here is some salmon. Now as you can tell, this is quite a bit of salmon, but you know what, this is a decent amount of work. So if you're going to do it, you may as well do a lot of it, because when it's done you can also vac seal it, freeze it, and take it out whenever you want. As far as cuts, obviously going for the non-farm raised is ideal, but I do know it's way more expensive to get fresh. You do want to have the skin on that kind of holds everything together. You can peel off anything funky, like I might take just this little bit right here. But in general, your butcher, fishmonger, grocery store should pull out all the bones for you, although I just pulled one right there. So it should be deboned. That's kind of goes without saying with fish. But this is pretty much all set. What really matters here is getting together our cure. So let's do that right now. Now for our cure, what matters more is the ratio than the actual amount, because the amount of salmon you have is going to be different than what I have. So for the ratio that I like to do, I'll go with a cup of salt, 1 cup of salt, to 2/3 cup of brown sugar. Now that's the ratio I want, and then also on top of that, I'm going to add about a teaspoon of dill weed and about a teaspoon of garlic powder. And get it all nicely mixed together. The salt that I'm using here is my usual coarse salt, not table salt. You got to make sure you have that distinction in there. Since we're not going by weight, we're going by volume here. Get that all nice and mixed together. The salt is doing the heavy lifting this cure, but the sugar also does help cure. Now for the actual act of curing, I like to use my vacuum sealer. That keeps everything together. It kind of forces it to cure a little bit faster. What we need to do is we need to get our cure, and we need to get it onto the meat side. Don't worry about the skin side, that's not going to matter. But I just want to pack our cure on, get everything coated down. Make sure everything is covered in our salt sugar mix. And you could just put it in your fridge like this, that will take care of it. But for me, I got my vacuum sealer bag ready here. It's a very big bag, and we are just going to put this sucker into here. Which sometimes is easier said than done without completely messing up and losing all your cure on here. And here's our finished product. I definitely cut way too big a bag for this one, but these are ready to go. So I'm going to put them just like this into my fridge. Now, as far as curing time, people have different opinions. Some people go as little as 12 hours. Some people go 48 hours. Some people probably do 36 hours. Who knows? For me, I'm aiming for about 24 hours. So right now it's about noon. Tomorrow around noon, I'm going to take these out, and we'll move forward with the next steps. But right now, put them in your fridge just like that. Let the magic of curing do its thing. 24 hours later, and some of our salmon is cured. The larger cut is just not there yet. Basically, you're looking for kind of a firm texture on it, so when you squeeze it, it's definitely firmer than raw fish. If it's any softer than that, it's not ready to go. It's kind of just a go-by-feel thing. This smaller piece is definitely cured. This one's ready to go. The other one, I'm just leaving in there for a while. I'll give it another 6 hours and then give it a check. This is not an exact science, guys. You're going by feel. But this is definitely done, which means we move on to the next step. So the first thing you want to do is get all that cure off of there. So I took this out. I rinsed it off completely. Then I rinsed it again and a third time. And now it's going onto a wire rack into my fridge for about 6 hours, something like 6 to 12 hours. What we want to do is develop a nice hard exterior. It's called the pellicle, I believe. And yeah, that's the next step before we go into smoking. So into the fridge we go in a wire rack, and I'm going to monitor that larger cut. Now I know to avoid what just happened to us is a lot of people like to cut them into even sizes chunks. That way everything kind of comes out at the same time. That bigger cut was just going to take longer to cure than the smaller. I mean, it was a given. There's more meat for it to penetrate into. That's what she said. So yeah, there's different ways to do this. Monitor it, cut it into pieces. I like the big long slab myself, but either way, into the fridge with this piece. Keep monitoring the larger piece. About 6 hours, we'll take this out and move on to actually smoking it. Our salmon sat in our fridge for about 6 hours. Got a nice crusty exterior, which means it is time to go. Now, it's not really a crust, but it's more like a nice tacky surface. That's really what you're looking for. But now we are set up to do our cold smoking. For this, I am just using a smoke tube. Those smoke tubes you can buy at any store. They're 15 bucks. I'll link one down below. Fill it up with pellets, light it, and kind of just toss it in and let it do its thing. I'm just putting it below on my smoker here. Down here, there's our smoke tube. And then our salmon's up top. Now the trick of this, guys, I'm going to close it just to make sure that we keep the smoke going. Now the trick here, guys, is temperature. We are cold smoking. We don't want a hot smoke. As you can tell based on some of the snow over here, it is cold as hell here. It's like, I don't know, 20 degrees right now. Probably it's going to get colder, maybe go down to 14 tonight. That's good. The point here is I want to keep it just above freezing so that my meat doesn't freeze, but below a temperature where we have to worry about bacterial growth. The smoke is going to keep it above freezing. I'm probably going to be smoking this around 40 realistically in that smoke zone. And that's what I want. I don't want it to get too cold to where it freezes, and I don't want it to be warm enough where we have to worry about bacterial growth. So I'm going to let this run for till that smoke tube's out, and then maybe go for a second one. We'll see. You can get creative. A couple hours works. 12 hours works. So somewhere between 2 to 12 hours, you're just getting more smoke flavor on there. But the point here is let it go, let it do its thing, make sure it doesn't get too warm. You can stick a probe in there if you want, but I'm just going to just make sure that my smoke tube doesn't go out. And I'll keep checking every once in a while to make sure that's happened. That hasn't happened, excuse me. All right, now this salmon is done. It actually finished late last night, and it was very cold, and again, late, which is why I didn't film it. I like to usually vacuum seal it right after it comes off the smoker, but again, it was late, didn't want to wake people up, so I covered it in saran wrap. And then what I like to do with smoked meats like this, smoked salmon, smoked cheeses, I like to put them in the fridge. I like to wrap them up, put them in the fridge. That lets the smoke kind of permeate throughout, and it just makes a better product overall. So this is going to go into the fridge. I actually have that larger cut of salmon on the smoker right now, doing the exact same thing. Smoke tube, run it for 6 to 10 hours, something like that. But since we have that up and running, it's time to do some cheese, because you can't eat this sucker without some cream cheese. Now you could just take some cream cheese as is and use it, or you could just smoke it as is, or you can add some flavoring to it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through my cabinet, see what might look interesting on there, and put something together. Now the two candidates that I have selected are an everything bagel seasoning, and this dill pickle flavored one that I found at the grocery store a long time ago. Now, you know, I usually like to make my own spices, my own rubs, but I'm just going through the cabinets. I figured these would be a good choice. You could absolutely do whatever you want here. Any of my rubs that I have listed on my website, I'll link that down below. You can grab any of those. But all we're going to do is we're going to take our cream cheese, and because I'm doing 2 flavors, I'm going to cut it in half. Now, you could probably actually throw it on in this container, but I've already ripped my tin foil, so I'm not going to do that. Actually, you know what? Got nothing on there. Let's not waste some tin foil. So, cut it in half. And then you want your rub to adhere, so it might just stick right on there, or you can always add a little bit of olive oil on top. That just helps with a little bit of adhesion. I'm just going to do that. Same thing I do with my chicken wings, just light coating on there, get everything nice and coated down. That will allow for adhesion, or better adhesion, I guess. And then you know the drill, guys. We're just going to coat it down. I'm mostly curious about this dill pickle flavored one. I haven't used this rub at all, so I'm wondering how this is going to taste. In fact, it was on the clearance, so they might have even discontinued it because it's terrible, but we will find out. There we are. Now, just like with the salmon, guys, we don't want this to get hot because we don't want to melt the cheese, obviously, but since it is winter here and it's nice and cold, I'm not worried about that. So this is going to go onto the smoker, sitting next to that other piece of salmon, just as is. I let our salmon sit in its saran wrap for about 2 days. Probably could have done more, probably could have done a little bit less, but the idea is the longer it sits covered like that, the more smoke is just going to get absorbed and evenly distributed, and it's honestly a great tip. But what we want to do now is slice it, and I'm obviously not an expert at this, so if you're an expert, don't give me too much grief. But the idea here is we want to shave off very, very thin pieces all the way across the top. So I'm sure this is the wrong knife. This is a brisket knife, but let's just start. See if we can get very thin pieces, kind of like that. So it's probably a little thick, but I think that's probably okay. So I'm going to try and take off as much of that as I can, and then we'll come back when it's time to actually give it the old-fashioned taste test. And here is our Salmon Mountain. Now, if you didn't know the difference, guys, lox are just cured salmon. Nova lox means you add that cold smoke on there, and it's usually a little bit less cured. So for this meal, guys, you followed along. All we did was take a salmon. We cured it with the correct ratio of salt, brown sugar, and a little bit extra spices. We let it sit in our fridge until it was fully cured. Then we took it out, let a nice pellicle form on the outside. Then we tossed it into a cold smoke chamber for 6 to 10 hours. Took it out, let it sit for a while. Wrapped up in tin foil, or in our case saran wrap. That allows all the smoke to kind of get evenly distributed throughout the fish. And then on the other side, we have these beautiful pieces of salmon that are fully cured, delicious looking. Oof, perfect. And then at the same time, we also toss some cream cheese on. I have used the dill pickle one if you're interested. So we'll see how that flavor tastes with this delicious looking sandwich. Now, when you're making these, a lot of people like to use cucumbers or onions or just some sort of garnish, which I'm not doing today. We just have a nice bagel with our cream cheese and a whole bunch of that delicious smoked salmon. And I'll be honest, from start to finish, this takes many days. I am so excited to eat this. So let's give it the old-fashioned chomp. That is amazing. Now, as far as cooks go, guys, this is not the cheapest one. Salmon is pretty expensive, but if you go look at the cost of smoked salmon, it's a lot cheaper to do it yourself, especially if you have the time and the space. The flavor here is perfect. The smoke really comes through. Honestly, adding that couple extra days of just letting everything melt is so important. The cream cheese is really, really good. I don't get a lot of that dill pickle flavor on there, which is kind of upsetting. But you know what? I wanted to give it a try. The cream cheese is nice and smoky though. This is just a great smoked meal. If you like the flavor of smoke, which if you're watching this channel, of course you do, this is everything you could possibly want. Now, the good thing about doing all that fish means that I have a ton of this. So what I'm probably gonna do once we finish what we're eating today, I'm gonna start vacuum sealing it in smaller portions, enough for us to take it out, let it defrost, and have a nice sandwich every once in a while. This should keep for a while in the freezer, so I'm not worried about that. And I've done all the hard part, it's just taking it out and letting it defrost. But all that being said, guys, this was a long cook. I'd love to hear from you guys what you do differently, if you have some tips for me. Obviously, I'm not great at cutting this thing. I should probably get better at that. If you have any ideas about different ways to smoke it, different cures, different flavor profiles, I'd love to hear that all down below. But most importantly, I'd love for you guys to get out there and cook something absolutely fantastic, and I'll catch you on the next UFO barbecue. Bye-bye.